Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to present a reflection of culture point of view from attending a Sarawakian wedding in Kuala Lumpur. My name is Ahmad Fadzrain Farid. My ID number is 2024981565. I'm going to present a reflection of attending this wedding. This wedding is my friend's wedding. We are going to look into introduction first. So the introduction is about the definitions and also what is the observation or the overview of the reflection on this wedding. Culture shapes beliefs, traditions, and behaviors. Malaysia is a multicultural country, so weddings in Malaysia really reflect the cultural values, a lot of cultural values in a wedding in Malaysia. This Sarawakian wedding reflections is based on my observation when I was attending the wedding. It's based on Hofstede's six cultural dimensions and also Trompena's seven cultural dimensions. However, we're only going to discuss several dimensions that been valued in this from this wedding, not all the six culture dimensions by Hofstede and also the seven culture dimensions by Trompenas, but few of them are related or reflected in this wedding. We are going to look into the wedding background. So it's a Sarawak and Peninsula wedding background. So um, the bride is from Sarawak, it's my friend, and the groom is from Peninsula Malaysia, also my friend. And the wedding held in Kuala Lumpur, and with family and friends from different cultural backgrounds. It's a combination of traditional and modern wedding, as you can see in the picture that I pasted in the slides. So the bride wearing her traditional costumes or traditional attire. That is the Sarawak. That's a symbol of the culture for a Sarawakian girl. And as you can see, the reception is a combination of the traditional and the modern attires. We're going to discuss about the culture observations. First, I'm going to discuss about the Hofstede dimensions, Hofstede culture dimension that found in this wedding. First is the power distance. Second is the long-term orientation, and the third one is indulgence versus the restaurant culture, and also the individualism versus the collectivism culture. These elements can be found in this wedding. So power distance is referred to the acts in which inequality and hierarchy are accepted, and the long-term orientation is whether people focus on the goals culture on the goals in the future or of preserving the traditions. Indulgence versus restraint is whether um, people are freely enjoy the life to express emotions and or to practice self-control. Individualism versus collectivism is whether people prioritize individual goals or the group interests. This is the four elements in hosted dimensions can be found in this wedding. We're going to see on the activities that are related to these dimensions. First, we're going to see on the long-term orientation. It can be shown in the traditional Sarawak attire worn by the family and friends who attended the wedding. We can see that they are preserving the culture and identity and tradition for future generations. So even though it is a Malay Bidayo and also Malay Sarawak, it's kind of similar to Peninsular Malaysia, but we can see the difference of the pattern with their baju kurung and also their sunpin for Malay guy. We can see the different patterns or the different motifs that is symbolizes their own pride and their own culture. And we also can see the collectivisms where the family corporations, the family members work together to organize the wedding and to support one another, even though they are helpers and also the caterers. But the family also gather together to make sure everything runs smoothly. And we can see also power distance where their respect for the elders. So elders are given the priority and treated with respect throughout the ceremony. So either they respect them during eating time, or they respect while giving the door gifts, and also they are respecting elders while they're speaking. So we also can see the indulgence in their culture, the indulgence in their culture, where they have some games and celebrations. Guests are freely to express happiness throughout the games that they have played during the wedding. And so they're dancing, like they're dancing the pocho pocho, they're dancing together to celebrate the life, and also um, to celebrate groom and the bride, and also this is the symbolize of happiness, means that they want to express their happiness by doing this kind of activities. So the happiness here means that they're happy for the bride and the groom. We can also observe some of the Trumpeter's theories or the Trumpeter's dimensions of culture. So we can see the communitarianisms. So communitarianism is people prioritize the group interests over individual goals. For example, the Pocho Pocho dance, everyone participate together, promoting unity, teamwork, and a sense of belonging. Because Pocho Pocho also one of the elements that they always brought out in their culture, especially when they gather. When the Boni people gather or the Sarawak gather, they will dance this Pocho Pocho as part of the traditions. And we also can see natural versus emotional. So emotional cultures openly express feelings and emotion. This can be seen in this wedding. So where guests laugh, dance, cried, and celebrated free throughout the wedding without any limits or boundaries. For example, the flash mob and the emotional moments, like for example, when they go for the blessings after the solemnizations, and also during the receptions where they hug the family members. It's very touch and emotional. And also we can see the diffuse relationships. It's all about hospitality. The personal and social relationships are closely connected. Guests are welcome like family, creating a warm and inclusive atmosphere so no one left behind. They will ensure everyone get their own portion or their own part, especially during the eating part and the games part. And particular reasons. So it's about the relationship, especially the family relationship. We can see in this writing, the relationships are valued more than the strict roles. Family bonds and the personal connections, guided interactions, and hospitality without any boundaries or without any limits. Those are the dimensions that we can find in the wedding based on my observation. So these dimensions has really helped me to reflect. So, what are the reflections or what learned in this writing? First, respect the different cultures. And secondly, traditions build identity. Every community or every group has their own identity. And how to preserve the identity is by preserving the traditions. And diversity, what creates unity, and culture influences behavior. And intercultural understanding is really important in order to keep everything harmony, in order to keep the community harmony, regardless of the background. Before that, let's see some videos that was happening in the wedding to reflect on their culture or the Sarawak culture in this wedding. And that's all for me for the reflections from the point of view in intending the Sarawakian wedding. It's based on these reflections and these dimensions related, we can see from the wedding, even though it is a combination of the traditional and a modern wedding, it also can you can also see the traditional elements where brought out their identity and also create a harmony among them and also other people or other community. Thank you.